Hello to everyone. Declaration of the Fundamental Rights of Women. Introduction. In today's world, oppression of women is not simply a form of social inequality. It's also one of the main foundations of uh, domination, authoritarianism, class discrimination, and political control of societies. Wherever women are deprived of freedom, equality, and the right to make decisions, there the power structures try to keep society submissive, silent, and controllable. Violence against women, economic discrimination, control of the body and dress, inequality in the family, and the limitation of women's social and political participation are not merely accidental or cultural phenomena. They are part of patriarchal, religious, and discriminatory structures that are based on the subordination of women and the reproduction of inequality. In the face of such an order, limited reforms and partial promises are not enough. Women's freedom and equality will only be possible through a fundamental transformation of laws, social structures, economic relations, and public culture. The International Council of Women's Solidarity considers this declaration as part of the horizon of the struggle for a free, equal, secular, and human world and considers its realization to be dependent on the unity, organization, transnational solidarity, and collective struggle of women and all freedom seeking forces. First, economic equality. Women have the full and equal right to work, free choice of occupation, property, and economic independence. Any gender discrimination in employment, wage, career, advancement, and benefits must be abolished and prohibited. The principle of equal pay for equal work is a non negotiable right. The dismissal or deprivation of women on the grounds of pregnancy, motherhood, or family responsibilities is prohibited and punishable. Maternity leave, social insurance, retirement, and support services must be equal, adequate, and guaranteed. Governments have the obligation to reduce the unequal burden of domestic and care work on women by creating public and social services. Two is equality in family and personal relationships. Marriage is only legitimate on the basis of free and equal consent. Child marriage or forced marriage and any form of economic, religious, or family co- uh, coercion, yeah, against women are prohibited. Men and women have full equal rights in divorce, custody, inheritance, property, and family decision making. All laws and regulations that define women as subordinate, dependent, or subordinate to men must be repealed immediately. Domestic violence, rape, and all forms of gender based violence must be criminalized and prosecuted without discrimination. No tradition, religion, custom, or honor can justify the violation of women's rights. 3. Social and political freedoms. Women have full and equal rights to political participation, to organize, to elect, to be elected, and to participate in all public spheres. Imposing veils, controlling the body, and restricting women's lifestyles is a clear violation of individual freedom and human dignity. Forced gender seg- seg- segregation in all educational, administrative, and social institutions must be abolished. Equal access for women to education, sports, culture, technology, and all social and professional opportunities must be guaranteed. It is the duty of states to establish childcare facilities, support centers, and social services necessary for women's equal participation. For women's right to self determination, health, and physical freedoms. Women have the full rights to freely decide about their bodies, health, relationships, and reproductive lives. Access to health services, reproductive health, sex education, and medical care must be free, safe, and universal. Safe, legal, and accessible abortion is an integral part of women's fundamental rights. Female genital mutilation, honor based violence, and all forms of traditional, religious, or cultural violence against women are prohibited and punishable. Victims of violence and sexual assault must have immediate access to medical, psychological, and uh, judicial support, uh, without fear of reprisal, social pressure, or family interference. 5. Repeal of discriminatory laws and structures. All laws based on gender discrimination, patriarchal domination, and religious discrimination against women must be repealed immediately. No political, religious, or cultural institution has the right to interfere with individual freedoms, private relations, and lifestyles of citizens. States have the obligation to guarantee and implement full legal and practical equality of women in all spheres. Women's freedom, security, and dignity should under no circumstances be conditioned by tradition, religion, culture, or political interests. This statement is not simply a set of legal demands. It's part of the struggle to dismantle all structures that have based their survival on the control, discrimination, and subordination of women. Women's equality is not a concession that can be granted or a gradual improvement, but one of the most fundamental criteria for the freedom, justice, and humanity of any society. Women's freedom is the criterion for the freedom of society. International Women's Solidarity Council. Bye, till next